Well, welcome everybody. I have my message of the day. I actually have two of them, and then the read on the table we'll do first. This is the Twin Flame read. I have three decks today: the Syrian Starseed deck, the Rider-Waite Mini, and then the Fortunes Oracle. We'll roll the dice as well, the die. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths. I already did the clearing with sound, and I have some frankincense and myrrh going here. So take a deep breath. I was just getting a message for you guys before I started, and my guys were relating it to what was just happening this morning with Teddy, the dog, and the next door neighbor's cat. So I went to let Teddy out back this morning, and instead of the cat being on the other side of the fence, because the cat comes over to our yard, I don't know why. It had something to do with their baby. And Teddy's scared of the cat, and the cat's scared of Teddy, so they usually stay on their separate sides of the fence without an issue. The cat won't come in the yard when he's out there. But we came to the door to go out, and the cat was in our yard, which they're not usually there. And the first thing they were showing me was like this cat, which is like not an older cat. It looks like a very small cat, like a teenage cat. And they're showing me this cat like really leaping, like by leaps and bounds, just leaping and leaping and leaping. They keep going. And I was getting this energy of trading places and seeing that the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. That kind of energy was coming up. I was seeing, first they were showing me this like lion's face, but it was kind of animated, but it looked like a lion, but it looked like it was like kind of being kind of dopey and just kind of swaying back and forth. But then you see the lion lifts up their head, and it's actually that energy of my Hercules card, where he's got the lion's head on his head. So it wasn't actually Hercules, but it's coming up as Hercules, which is actually AKA Athena, which is the divine feminine energy under the weight of the lion. And then the energy of trading places. And that the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. So let's see where that goes. I'm going to roll the die. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything that I saw. So we're in the 1221 portal energy. It's very significant this year because we're going into a leap year. So there's actually an extra day, which don't miss the first message of the day because there's a very significant message there regarding the timing. There's a lot of important months coming up in this 2024 year. March was coming up as significant, and April as well, and then June for a different reason, but I'm getting May at times as well, and a little bit of February in there too. So yeah, listen for that. It's very interesting the way the numbers came up. Like you couldn't think this up if you tried, but the pattern was just amazing. So I'm going to do this read first. We're going to roll the die. And I'd watched a movie this week too, Aisha. And the production company that made the movie, TIA, was coming up as significant because TIA actually is a mini stroke, but it also came up in the code line the prior day. So that production company may be significant for whatever reason. And let's see what the dice have for you guys today. For the Twin Flames, today is December 21st, 2023. Okay, we have the number 4. And 4 nights comes up in one of the messages today, as this is the portal for the 4 nights, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, leading up to Christmas. And then we have Aquarius here as well, the water bearer. And then we have Mercury over here, which is all about communications, and they came up in the messages as well. So 4 is April, but it's also the Emperor, which is Aries energy. which is also April. So that Aries energy is significant. I already told you that April 9th came up as the 739000 day, right? So we only get a 000 day every almost 3 years. So it's significant for that. But also comes up as the day of the Ramadan celebration. And 49 keeps coming up. And I was told once too, those are my lucky numbers. So that was kind of interesting too. So the I'm getting here's like the water under the bridge, like these are the two posts, and here's the water in between. The messenger is over here, and now I'm getting Newton's cradle, because remember how I told you, like the cardinal, like the emperor, starts the Newton's cradle ball, which then hits the 3 balls in the middle, and again the 3 earths, or the 3-way split, into the mercurial energy, who then runs with it. And there's that cat, the feminine, running with the message. So there's a message coming up from the message I just got. That Newton's cradle energy, which also comes up as the number 26, so that may be significant for the year 26. So 24 is coming up as the Queen of Wands. Today is the King of Wands, or this year. And then after the 24 then 25 is the Knight of Wands, and then 26 is the Page of Wands, and then going to the Ace of Wands in 27. So Gemini and Virgo is Mercury, and Aquarius, and then Aries coming up here. Right, so Cardinal and Aquarius is fixed. And then the mutables over here, so that's well balanced here. The 4 is also the L1, which is the Lamb to Leap, or Lamb to Father. And there's that Lion in the Lamb energy as well coming up. And 4 also comes up today as the stability, right? Stability, and then 5 is freedom. So that energy between the odds and the evens. And listen to or read my Instagram post. So both of them were significant today. The World card post, and also the Crystal Angels Oracle post. Both of them have significant messages today. So the message on the table was cut and dealt at 7:02, which is the Chariot, and then the Divine Feminine, the Higher Self or High Priestess energy here. That can represent duality and mediation, the number 2. And I finished clarifying at 7:16, which is the Tower. And then I pulled Fortune's Oracle at 7:20, so that's 7:02, and then 7:20, very significant energy. So July 2nd or July 20th could come up as significant here, as well as July 16th. And of course, the Olympics are starting at that time. So we have the energy of the Tower, the major arcana, the Tower, the Star, Abundance, which is the Empress, and Reflection, which is the Hermit. And then after the read, Reason, or the Emperor, came up. So you have both the Empress and the Emperor coming up as significant here. The Tower, the Star. All right, so the Empress is right here, and the Emperor comes up after the read right here. And here's the Hermit as the way the twins see themselves, and the Star is the challenge right there. The Tower is the underlying energy over here. And I believe it was upright. Yeah, it is upright. So then we have 3 Pentacles, 4 Wands. Those were the only elements, right? We had the Pentacles and Wands, but no Cups and no Swords. So a lot of practical energies and, wand energies of inspiration, of getting things done physically. We have the King of Wands and the Page of Wands as the main characters. Prior to the read is the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. And after the read is the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, which can be 2 children or 2 earth signs there, or students. The numbers, we have 3/8, so that's significant, right? 3/8 is also 24, which is also the Queen of Wands, which is next year, 2024. but it's also the number of omega and enlightenment. So we have the 3 8s, and that's always the signal too of the twins, the 2 8s, the crazy 8s dancing together, that third 8 coming in to then flip it into the infinity symbol and connect the 2 twins. We also have double 4s and double 7s, which is the sweet spot from the heart to the crown. 44 is also my energy of Hercules, or the 4 of cups, of grounding and integrating. It can be boredom and apathy, but it's really time to be still and ground and integrate what you've learned. Also learning how to receive love. And then the double 7s is the sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles. So very important and significant energy of grounding, integrating, and being your sovereign self at the same time, which is the energy of the infinity symbol with the hourglass in the middle, where the hourglass is the shared energies between the twins, and then the outer circles being the independence of each one. We also have, 23 coming up to significance, so this year and next year. 34, which is the 8 of Wands. 45, which is the 5 of Cups. 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And then 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles, or Heaven on Earth. And then we have 810 is also 0 backing up the 81, which in the Divine Triangle numerology book, 81 is considered the end of the significant life cycle in cycles of 9s. It's 9 times 9, of course, in the Divine Triangle, which is the square of each side of the triangle. And at 81, it's basically like you're off the hook. You can decide to come or go, or you have more flexibility there. Like it's the end of your karmic duties at 81. And the number 2410 came up on the code line. It actually is 2 and 410, which ends up being 412. So 412, but from the number 2 and 410. And the code line, I looked up 412, and in Gematria it came up, the first entry was Aurora, which also had number 444 and 74, very significant. And then the second entry was Gematria Code of God, which was 888 and 148 also. And then English Gematria Saint Germain, which was 780. And then Decode the Message was 828. And Education came up. And the messages were coming up, 4 eggs could be coming up, and then 5. So there's that 4 or 5 again. That wasn't about the stability and freedom message, but now it's coming up as well. 4 eggs and the number 5. And it's coming up like the 4 elements being equal to ether. Ether being the culmination of the 4, right? That's the 5th, is the whole. And then coming up as the twin flames with the water or the oceans between, which came up right here. Say Ma, or the mother, or AB, which means fresh water or semen, are the essence of life, supporting to the star that which lifts up or suspends. F and then OUF was also coming up. So again, this energy of bridging, an OU, an IOU type of energy. The twin flames with OU between them, with E and N of crystals, which also is my code for JC, but without the key, which is the key is the earth, but it's also the key. And the Lord of Crystals without the T, which is the top dog or the timeout. And then 410 comes up as the reversal of 10-4, which is message received, but 410 of crystals, message not received. So then I looked up 410, which was Deutsch and Milk Toast Ritual, the Son of God, Lust, the Geometric Code, Financial Crisis, and Sephiroth came up as well. Exuding Love with the Ace of Cups with Source Support. And I5 comes up. I don't know where root 5 is, but I5 came up. The Gift, the Elephant, Nick to pull, same equal sky heavens, indifferent mate to lean on, to rest their head. Bad luck, a crocodile, water share, breath neutral, become even. So there's that energy of odds and evens again as well. The water waves, that came up again today, the ocean waves. The water waves, a gift, heaven, neutral breath, to lean on fresh water, right? So again, the odd and even. When you have salt water, you want fresh, and when you have fresh water, you want salt. The of the tiger, the essence of life. The sapphire, so sapphire keeps coming up as sapphire. Oh, that's what I got first for you guys. The colors that were coming up were significantly coming up for you guys in the meditation I did prior to the video. And sapphire and indigo both came up as separate colors, and then the heart specifically came up as magenta. So that was very significant. So the water waves being a gift, heaven and the neutral breath, to lean on fresh water in the of the essence of life. That sapphire is coming up as sapphire, supports the double diamond star, the OU energy of the waves as time out runs out, fades to black. Crystals is the crystals, which is being Christ-like as well. The stallions is the stall lions, the Lord of the crystals. The eye like Christ flies, so being like Christ, but like Lord of the Flies was coming up. Oh, that's interesting too, because in the T deck, the fly card came up. The tower is the underlying energy here with the mini cards on top. And beneath the tower was the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Wands reversed, the Five of Wands reversed, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Cups both reversed. So all of those cards were reversed underneath the tower, which is then upright. So this can represent some kind of, sudden event with this family or situation that's going on here, with the Divine Masculine's heart that opens up in a heated exchange to end conflict between the Queen of Pentacles and King of Cups, exploding perhaps in the sudden event or epiphany or losing battle. With the Queen of Cups, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which is the family, business, or community, or legacy, some kind of dysfunction or loss there, or perhaps a big expenditure, but going back and forth in energetic exchange where they're triggered, overwhelmed, defenseless to the High Priestess, the quiet one, or the caregiver. With Scorpio and Pisces or Virgo both upright here, the Four of Wands reversed is moving, unstable, the slow down downturn for the Knight of Pentacles upright, offering to implement a plan or invest their time, money, and effort or help out. Maybe someone's looking for a job as well, but no more being schooled or schools out. While it's slow, able to help them out a bit, or finds the courage, or to coax the Divine Feminine's heart to come out from the masculine side. The Tower upright here with the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the 15 key, the skeleton key of Twinkle Twinkle, which is twin key, the sparkle key to open the Divine Feminine's heart in a sudden event, a practical proposal perhaps, as that proposal came up a lot in my Instagram messages today too, so check that out. The Queen of Cups is upright, invested a lot of time, money, and or effort to abandon the Eight of Cups, to find the missing piece, just to then dump it out again, defenseless to sister or lucky charms. As the King of Cups reverse Scorpio with Pisces and or Virgo here, the Queen of Cups is investing a lot, or has, in going within, sweating it out, no need for excuse, or to defend their actions to the High Priestess, psychic sister, aid, nurse, with Libra reverse, Pisces or Virgo upright, in a choice of path with Capricorn, fire angel, snake key, the key to the tower to get them out. At 856, which is the strength of the Two of Swords, of being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear, perhaps to yourself. A fool in love, flowers, the world, and the sun, the thorns of marriage, the dragonfly, two as one with a beautiful mind, the phoenix rising in lover's romance, as the hanging man, the star and justice of Atlas, or the path to the sun, union, decision, a wake-up call, to dance with the Knight of Wands, tomorrow night, rising into romance here. And this was the 17th, so tomorrow night would have been the 18th, going into the 19th. As Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Leo, Sag, Cancer, and Gemini all here, taking a walk or hike in love, to smell the flowers, explore the world, enjoy the sun at home and in union. Conflicts in groups or when others are around, or competition in marriage takes away from the intimacy for the dragonfly and the phoenix with different wings. Sudden relationships or moving in the recent past is the King of Wands upright, romancing at night, lovers out in the cold, or Cancer and Scorpio released, with the past returning or kicked out of the house if they feel trapped, released, to contemplate how it feels to be on the other side of the fence. The foundation here at 1017, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Star, the foundation of abundance and the Empress both reversed, with the truth to the Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Wands both reversed, and suddenly the King of Wands upright and the Empress reversed split after the truth came out about self-satisfaction, but dependence in their mother powerless to surrender. Of the happy family getting the truth, or finally getting the truth from the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups, both reversed, about the dependence powerlessness, to the Empress reversed, or lack of abundance, or all three are unhappy. This could be a mother or a grandmother with the kids. And then the central energy here of the Two of Pentacles upright, 1-1, with the King of Wands agreeing to surrender to all that is as he is upright here. After a falling out in the past, weathering the storm to unravel and surrender, challenged by the Star upright, healing with dreams and following the stars, patient for a higher love and not working so much, or playing hardball with issues at work, with a message of love from the Divine Feminine or Pisces or neighbor perhaps. And now crowning is the Four of Wands reversed, the surrendering the home and instability, a visit, or ending a party early to end the nightmare of grounding and integrating clinginess, or tired of manipulation, drained and coming together after a bad call, and needing to swallow your pride or their pride, or being strong, taming the beast to make the family happy. When the Knight of Cups reversed is jealous or feeling rejected, or feeling stabbed in the back by the Knight of Wands reversed, or both coming up here as players, right? One is the sexual manipulator and the other one is the emotional manipulator, going to their separate corners. So this also could be very competitive siblings here. When they get together, perhaps there's a lot of trouble, right? Maybe they're not good influences for each other. But soon here is the Page of Wands upright, inspired by the Page of Cups or Pisces, Aquarius upright and King of Swords reversed in his ego and not wanting to share, not wanting to fight when given a choice or ultimatum. As the twin flames see themselves as the reflection card or the hermit, shedding light, hermiting, and or Virgo, with peace away from the King of Cups reversed, as the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Swords reversed may be chasing them down and then cutting them off to get the Divine Masculine out of their comfort zone. The King of Pentacles reversed coming out with good news over themselves to be free. It's like he's coming out with good news that he's over himself, or to free himself or free the King of Cups or free someone else here. That could be Aries energy, with a loyal friend after being aggressive and an other shutting them down, or them shutting down, right, after dealing with aggressive person. The King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, both reversed here, go to their separate corners. So again, the two knights can also reference these two when they were younger, two kids who grew up together as siblings or best friends or cousins, whatever it may be, and then come out in a better place here, ready to be free again, or to be happy with self no matter what the other decides to be. And this can be couples as well. If they want to come along, they can, and if they don't, whatever. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Seven of Wands reversed and defenseless to Taurus Empress reversed, or married or religious Empress reversed, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, getting news of clarity from the Page of Wands upright, or the first they heard of it. As Virgo, Aries, and Taurus are all upright, but Taurus is also reversed here, or stuck with kids and religious mother, or sick and disabled, unable to care for themselves. The block here to clear is the Eight of Pentacles upright, a heated exchange and delays that are unfair in trying to get organized or take steps to get to their door. As the Ten of Pentacles reverse, family, business, or community dysfunction or unstable home, with the Page of Cups, who's upright and whole, coming full circle as the Lovers with Atlas and the Page of Pentacles are done a project and ready for a new opportunity or to be a student again, walking away from the dysfunctional family, business, or community here. As the Page of Cups came up significantly in my Instagram message as well. Today is the Page of Cups and the world. So juggling the balancing act between rest and no movement at all, with the Emperor and the Queen of Wands both upright here, and so many choices, but get stuck on the one unknown. The Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles are coming clean with the Hermit, with work and rest unable to move. But why stuck when the Emperor is upright and the Queen of Wands is upright, and they have all the choices in the world basically that they want, or can't just pick, or can't just eat one? Perhaps walking away from family who spoils the Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles, as the Six of Cups reversed could be a negative past or a falling out with the Emperor, or helping the Emperor get a gift and to be present to their flame. Coming clean to Hermit with counsel, advice, or with passionate opportunity to follow being present, with the Page of Swords stepping up with someone to have their back, to forgive and apologize and detox and come out of the E-Tower with gifts, or to be present. As the Divine Masculine's heart is on one end of this read and the Divine Feminine's on the other, both coming out to meet in the middle, as the Divine Masculine's coming out with delay after delay in a losing battle with the Queen of Pentacles and King of Cups reversed events, shocking the Empress reversed, reflecting or getting advice perhaps, or suddenly Taurus is reversed and Virgo is upright and defenseless to the group, or the energies coming in from the King of Wands upright, who's surrendering all of a sudden to all that is, and challenged by dreams or healing, or inspired to get their ducks in a row, to move away from the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunctional family, business, or community, to go within. After juggling the 5D connection and getting nowhere, when the Emperor upright and the Queen of Wands upright could have everything they've ever wanted. As the Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles, in the past falling out with the Emperor, but they're all upright here, with a plan to get the Divine Feminine to come out with their gifts and or be present, to be open to flame. In a sudden event for the King of Wands, after out in the cold, night air, an epiphany that releases them from the past, or from the past falling out, or difficult children, with the Empress reversed, surrendering the house and or union, and challenged by dreams of healing, reflection, or the Hermit's advice, or holding the light, an inspired Page of Wands to need no excuse, no need to defend themselves to the crowd or people at work, no need to defend the work they love to do, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, investing in going within, for the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, and perhaps childhood issues or a falling out with the Emperor, and wanting to invest in a gift or be present with their flame. And this can be also someone getting over a father, perhaps who's passed in the past few years. Maybe they didn't have time to grieve when they passed, and now they're kind of going, having a rebound of sadness about that. An epiphany about triggering until they give up, right? This energy of us giving messages and triggering people until they finally surrender. An epiphany about triggering until they give up, until they stop defending their actions, their passions, and who they are, to keep triggering until they transcend the trigger, and then it collapses at 12:31, which is the last day of the year, which is also the hanging man in the group, right? The group conflicts. So that is the message on the table. And yeah, and then this is the big message of the day, and the second one is a smaller one that won't be quite as long. So here's the first message of the day, and we have what do we have here? We have the Journey of Love, my Shaman deck there, the Nature's Whispers, and then the Metatron deck there at the bottom. For those of you who aren't familiar with my reads, the left energy is the underlying energies, the bottom of the deck. I usually pull 3 cards. Sometimes a fourth will come out. And then the cards here at the end are extra cards that organically want to come out which add to the read and also to the numerology I bring. So this one was done on the 18th, and it was at 322, 323, 324, and 25. So 22 is the Fool, 23, 4, and 5 are the Queen, King, or the King, Queen, and Knight of Wands. And the 22 also for me represents the 5D stationing, and again, that open heart and leap of faith of the Fool. And we have the journey of love. The numbers at the end were 3121, and also 111211 also came up. And it was interesting when you put the two groups of numbers together. You have 3 on one side, which remember 3 is like the eagle soaring across the horizontal pillar, and we had 1, or the vertical pillar, on the other side. And in between those two numbers, we had 12, 11, 11, 21. All right, so it was very significant numbers here. The 121 was Mark, Maria, Sam. The Mother of the Sea came up, as well as Sophia. Instead of I am, the Sophia am, aligning with the Magician on the other side, right? The horizontal and the vertical pillars coming together at the intersection, the middle. Then 312 came up with Diamond and Silk, Patricio, and Brigitte, aligning with 1111, soaring the hanging man to co-create with the hanging man at the gate. As I told you, the 4 nights are coming together today, tomorrow, and the next 2 days before Christmas. The hanging man came up here with the 111, or 3, and 111 for me is also co-creation, and then hanging man 11, which is 2. So the 3 and the 2, or the Empress and the Queen hanging out perhaps, as spiraling 1111 to justice and alignment, the group to 1111 to 11. The eagle soars horizontally to the 1212 gate, which opens the 1111 gates to the vertical pillar, the crossing point. And I'd posted something on Instagram too. It's like my wood floor, you'll see. And I have my little, what are they called? Not emojis, but the emojis, of your caricature. But you'll see that one on Instagram. But the reason I posted that, because I was wiping up some dirt that had gotten on the floor by the fireplace, and it literally wiped up, and I looked down, and it was 8 going upward, and then 11 crossed them, and then there was an apple upside down on top, like the apple splitting moment, right, on top of the head. So 8 and 8 equals 16, and the 1 and 1 of 11 equals 2 more, which is then 18. The romance in the Big Apple was coming up, as well as the number 164. Marco Island, Marco and Island were also coming up, and Marco Polo. So I looked Marco Island up to see if there was anything interesting, and Marco Island decorating contest came up. It was a contest for Christmas decorations, I think. I didn't really look into it too much. And then Marco Eagle came up as a place to eat with margaritas. And then East Naples, the restaurant Twisted Sheep came up, and Snook Inn, and 844, Golf and Prime, and Cracklin' Jack's, the Golden Gate place came up. So just as far as energies that were coming up there. And then at 347, we start the message with the 3 again of the eagle soaring horizontally, but also the Empress, of course, and the earth and Mother Nature and abundance. And then the 47 of the 7 of Cups, of heaven in your eyes and synchronicities and having lots of choices or perhaps confusion, but it's also the 4 to 7 of the heart to the crown. The underlying energy of the 23 across the waters as the King of Wands with the group and the Queen of Cups with a message, the 31 in the hand, the 38 acceptance of love, and the 54 lilac as the King of Wands crosses, and the word cross kept coming over and over again, that energy of the intersection in the middle. The King of Wands crosses the water, holding the group heart in hand as the universe is their partner, or the King of Wands needs a hand, as the Queen of Cups and their acceptance of love here, as she is the vines around the tree, And the Page of Swords message from the Magic Kingdom, so Florida may be coming up here, and perhaps a neighbor, as the King of Wands with group conflicts, and with the Queen of Cups who gets the message. The underlying energy of the 15 of the Mother prays without biting their head off, and the 21 of She is the Moon, and again today is 21 in the world, and that Pisces energy of the Page of Cups. She is the Moon and soft, demure. Capricorn and Pisces, and the King of Wands on the other side of the water. She unaffected by the chaos as she sees the light at the end of the tunnel. The 66th thing comes up of coming together, and the Beatles coming together, and then the Queen of Pentacles, the Golden Gate, in the heart with the 11 eruption of light, and the King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles align with justice, truth, and balance, and wisdom, hanging out to self-initiate. The Golden Gate was coming up as 11 to 12 Sagittarius, where Sagittarius is sagittal, and then Rias, which is laughter, right? And sagittal is being cut in half basically into the masculine and feminine sides, and the laughter between them. In the heat, in the vortex, staying there for just the right moment. So again, saying stay in your heart as much as possible so you can be in your heart when the right moment comes. Today, the 61 of She Loves, and the 17 of Her Grace. The 69 of Contemplation, and extending a hand to oneself, taking a risk to be the star in the 698 pod. The cards 61, 17, and 78 come up, which add up. The 61 and 17 add up to 78 in that 698 pod, that you must put it out there and plant the seed in your heart, in living color made manifest. The 51 of the King of Swords and Dream a Little, and the 65 of the King of Pentacles in the breaking, which is that energy of, the feminine arching and leaping up as the masculine collapses and falls upon themselves, and again folding within, inside out, through and through to the other side, as they're then linked back to back. As the one is the heart fire, and as the King of Swords and King of Pentacles look to manifest each other in the heart, the spark that grows in the spring. And there's that rose heart that blooms. So you're planting now for the spring. And then 409 came up. As I told you, that number is significant, April 9th. So this is where the number sequences came up. So listen closely. This was very significant. So I kept getting Sagittarius to Pisces as being very significant here. And it always is, because this portal now is very significant. And then the spring portal is very significant because that brings the energy into the new life. So, so at 409, manifesting your wish at 1221 Gateway, and I did this on the 18th, so we're doing this on 1221, but I wrote this on the 18th. Manifest your wish at 1221 Gateway, the bridge to next year, from 21 to 31, December 31st. But you are distracted during this time on purpose by the holidays to prevent you from meditating during these precious days. So this is where the pattern comes up, is very significant. So as I always tell you, I've always gotten God's birthday was first December 7th, and then I got another date, the 13th, and then that made sense because it was, the world was created in 7 days. So 12, 7 to 13 has always come up for me in the past few years. And then this year, they were bringing up the fortnight because you need that week after the first week to ground and integrate. And so we're coming to the 20th, and then today is the 21st, going into the 4 nights, right? So fortnight is also like the 4 nights. And here is the 4 nights at the 1111 gates, at this 1212 portal, leading you over the bridge to the new year. So the 4 nights is today, tomorrow, the 23rd and the 24th. And then the 25th to the 31st are the 7 days, or the chariot, that takes you there to the new year's. And notice that this time period also from 7 to 31 is 25 days. And of course, 25th is Christmas, and the 25th is the Knight of Wands. And the 25 are the only 2 numbers that reflect each other exactly, the 2 and the 5 in block lettering. So Christmas the 25th, the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius. And again, the sagittal, cut in half of the masculine and feminine and the sound of laughter. Half and half, the divine masculine and divine feminine at Sagittarius to Capricorn bridge over troubled waters from the 23rd to the 24th. And then going into the bridge, literally, from there to the 31st, getting you into the new year. So the Knight of Cups then came up, which is 39. And the numbers were significant for the different days, okay? So 12/20, 2023 adds up to 39, which is the Knight of Cups. And today adds up to 40, which is the Page of Cups. And 12/31, 2023 adds up to 50, which is the Ten of Cups. So 21 to 31, this bridge we're going through, is the 40 and the 50, which is the Page of Cups, the most innocent card in the deck, and then the Ten of Cups, the most emotionally fulfilling card in the deck of the family. But 40 and 50 are also Enki and Enlil's numbers. 40 is the even of Enki, and 50 is the odd of Enlil. And that comes up in the message on my Instagram as well. So we have and 12/21 is also 33, 12 plus 21, and then the year is 7, 2023. So it's the 33 of the Christ vibration and the 7 of the Chariot. And then the 12/31 adds up to 43, which is the coming together of the Three of Cups. And then again, the year of the 7 of the Chariot. So this 39 Knight of Cups on 12/20, which is the end of the fortnight from the 7th of December to the 20th, that's the 14 days. Where then I was called, when I did this on the 18th, my daughter and I went to babysit for my nephew, which I never have done before because they have 3 little kids. So it was something significant. It also relates to the connection to the energy that's close to my twin. But leaving the 20th, and then the 4 nights of the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of 11/11, so that's the 11/11 gate, and then the 7 days of the Chariot from Christmas to the 31st. So literally the fortnight is 14 days, and then you have the 4 nights, so there's your 144, and then you have the 11/11, and between the 11/11 is 000, the space between, which is that 1,000 suns of enlightenment. So you have 144 and then 000 at the 11/11 gate, and then the 7 is the key to the Chariot, the vehicle to cross, the keys of alchemy, right? At Sagittarius, you graduate into Capricorn, but then you have to pass the 3 keys of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces across the water from Saggy to Capricorn graduation, and then to Pisces. And again, the reference of the pi becoming the Pisces symbol where the C's flip inside out and then are back to back. So then the Ides of March came up in Pisces, 3/15 to 21. So if you take the same exact timing that was in December, right, the 7th, a fortnight, but now they want me to start March 15th instead of the 7th. So if you take the 15th to the fortnight, is the 7 days to the 21st, and remember it's a leap year this year in February, right? So this wouldn't be the case if it was 28 days because numbers come into play here. So from Sagittarius to Pisces in a leap year 29, the Ides of March to the spring equinox 21, which is the equine of the horses, Mr. Ed, and then the OX of the kisses and hugs, the horse's ox or kisses and hugs, where Mr. Ed and the 4 Knights leap into action in March. The March Ides, the IDs of S, Sophia, to the 21, which is 2-1 of the masculine and feminine, to the 31 again. So the 15 plus the 14 days comes up to the 29th. Where does it come up? 15th to the 28th. And then the 4 nights would be then the 29th, 30th, and 31st of March, making April 1st just like January 1st, right? The new year. Plus, I'm sorry, not the new year. It becomes the gate, okay? We have the 15th of March to the 28th of March is the fortnight. And then the 4 nights is the 29th, 30, 31st, and April 1st. So that's the gate, basically, the 11/11 gate. And then plus the extra 7, like Christmas to New Year's, then lands on 4/8 as the 31st, making that Ramadan date, April 9th, 2024, like January 1st, like the new year. And I told you 4/9 was significant. But it's also the celebration of Ramadan. So again, we have the key to 39, Knight of Cups, and the triple zeros, 3 zeros, which also is reminiscent of the 30 of union and the 30 of the Om symbol, as we land on Ramadan. The 30 Om and enlightenment. And then, so again, the birthday of 7 to 13, the grounding and integrating to 20, the 4 nights at the gate of 11/11 to take the chariot, right? Coming in to carry me home to the first, to the new year. So not only did they have me do this for December and March, but then they took me to June and September as well, which was crazy, and I'll tell you in a minute. So we have 7, 7, and 4, 7, right? The fortnight is 2 7s, and then the 4 nights and the 7, which is the 3 7s or 3 keys, and the 4 in between there. And so I looked up this number, 7747 in Gematria, because I wouldn't normally get an entry here for such a big number, but I did. And the first entry for 7747 was the world would be a beautiful place if money was no concern, just to survive. And then the second entry was significant because of the other numbers at play with that. So 7747 was also 4644 and 774 with 73 entries. And number 2 was the kingdom age is dawning, repent, crossover, for the kingdom of God is at hand. Impending judgment, wake up, heaven or hell, you choose. And the other numbers that went with this second entry was 7272, which is the 144, and 1212. Okay, so very significant numbers. And there were 66 entries, which is the Golden Gate, the Spiral, and the Queen of Pentacles there. The third entry was Yahweh is false. The false construct was always going to end, and the real God would send his sleeper agent to finish it. And this entry had 6666, not 36, but 4 6s, and 1111, the 1111, and 60 entries, which is the 6 of Swords, which is about peace. And that was at 447. So again, the 4 nights into the sweet spot of the 4 to 7 sweet spot there. Okay. So when I went into the dates for July and then September, July ended up on 7/18 as the new year. And it's 3:20 on the clock. What they want me to tell you that for whatever reason. 3 is the Empress and the eagle flying horizontally. And then again, the 2 coming up of the judgment, but also the 2 of the, that can be the queen, but also the divine feminine, the higher self, the high priestess energy. And then 0, again, of source energy, backing up the 32 of the journey. And then in September, they kept moving up by 8. So December was 7, March was 15, July started at 23, or June started at 23 into July. And then because that was at 23, September's didn't even start in September, because September 23rd, bye honey, have a good night. September 23rd plus 8 is then into October. And so that cycle didn't end until October 26th. So there's that number 26 again, and the of Newton's cradle, the Page of Wands. But also, when I looked up those ending dates from New Year's that match New Year's, April 9th is the 100th day. And it wouldn't be if it wasn't a leap year. July 18th was the 200th day. And it wouldn't be if it wasn't a leap year. And October 26th ended up being the 300th day, which wouldn't have been if it wasn't a leap year. So very significant pattern coming up here. As we continue with the read, we had at 448, there's that 844 energy. The 28 of the Two of Wands, or Twin Flames, and the Sacred Convergence card came up, and the 35 of Intimacy, and the 44, which is the Rings of Time here, 53 of the Legacy of Light, and 55 of Acceptance. The Twin Flames at Lady Liberty, and the 9/11 Memorial as the Wounded Warrior surrenders in the vortex. The 35-8 and the 44-8 of the Wounded Warrior and the Hercules energy, and the Rings of Time. And I was getting like this twin flame conference of the Wounded Warriors and the Herculean energies, which represents Athena's alter ego, with the Legacy of Light, the Knight of Swords, with 55, which is Excalibur and the Ace of Swords, as the ball drops. So this energy of the Rings of Time was coming up as Times Square, out in the cold and out with the old, the heart of the Big Apple, where two dance. So we kept coming back to New York with Lady Liberty and Ellis Island and the 9/11 Memorial, where this like an ice sculpture stage pops up like a dome. And I keep getting a projection there, like from the Pleiadians. And then, so here's Times Square also coming into the fold. As two dance with the Herculean energies, because we have the 4 and the 4, which is L1, which is 51, which is the King of Swords. But Hercules always comes up, that 44 comes up as the same as 52, which is the Queen of Swords, and has also come up as Lady Liberty. So here again is the 51 and 52 of the King and Queen of Swords of Ellis Island and Lady Liberty, and relating also to the 9/11 Memorial and Times Square. And again, the Big Apple and I Love New York and all that kind of energy, which is also the N and the Y of the Christ consciousness and the 0 point field. So a couple and the oldies. And now I'm getting the Empire State Building, right? And Sleepless in Seattle. A couple and the oldies. The choice, the path of surrender of the physical body in the vortex, and to be seen, be the seen. The old year, or the need to be strong, to become the Knight of Swords light, the knight in shining armor of 1,000 suns in the new year, like Jesus. So again, the 1,000 suns, just like Jesus. In the magical woods of Robin's Hood. And remember, the Robins came up with the bluebird the other day as their backup. And the last dance tonight. A Father Times Square, and I'm getting SpongeBob, which I got that time too, SpongeBob SquarePants, and a sleeping bag. A spongy guy who's full of light, camping out in the woods in Robin's Hood. So the dates also came up 28, 35, 44, 53, 55 is significant, and the Enchanted Forest. And remember the Blue Jay and the Robin team behind the Blue Jay. So at 531, which is the Hierophant and the group, but it's also the freedom of the group, and the 5 of, it can be conflict and competition as well with the Olympics coming up this year. The 5 of closing the door, right, from the 4 to the 5 is the stability to the freedom, right? When you have stability, you want freedom. When you have freedom, you want stability. The same thing with the salt and fresh water coming up. Closing the door in completion, and then the 26 of the gathering around the power of community. So here the year 2026 is coming up as very significant. And the 50, which is the spirit of the river, and the Mount to Adventure, but the moment to advent, so invent and advent coming up as that was the 3rd to the 24th this year. The 21 being the first break in the beginner's mind, the 17 being the eye of the needle, intentionality through the eye of the needle, which is channeling, right? When you squint your eyes, you're channeling the energy of the star, right? That double diamond star. And the 46 of the root girl, the disowned self, and the 31 in the hand where the universe is your partner. The Hierophant is the old year. The Page of Wands is the new community of the lighter ones. The 10 of Cups happy family going with the flow towards the Advent 12/3 to 12/24, especially the 17th through the 21st, where the 50 is 12/31 and New Year's Eve, coming full circle in the beginner's mind through the eye of the needle for dreams to come true. The insecure little girl of the 46 and the 6 of Cups, of the disowned self, where her growth was stunted and needing a hand, and her heart was in his hand, and closing the door on 12/31 with the cards 17, 46, and 31, which equal 94. So there's the 9 and 4 again. As the handler, juggling her heart. The 12 of the dragon's hoard, the 38 of the many masks, the 35 of lost compass, and the 6 of the cosmic womb of the divine feminine. As the hanging man and the Queen of Cups wounded warrior, keeping to themselves away from the crowd, contemplative here, with Pisces or Capricorn and the Queen of Cups, and the many masks of themselves. 11 to 11. The wounded warrior discerning at the 11th hour of the crossroads, so there's that cross again, of 12/12 at the midnight hour at 6:09 here, which is the 698 pod with space between, right? So they're about, and it also comes up as Mr. Bill's coming up, right? So the colon and the O between the 6 and the 9 is coming up as Mr. Bill going, oh no! Between the 698 pod is the 12/12 at the midnight hour for the number 6 lovers into the cosmic womb of the divine feminine. From the wounded warrior of Sagittarius to June, all fresh and new. With births in March, the energy of, so the birthing cycle is literally 39 weeks. Okay, so it's the number of weeks of the Knight of Cups, which is the one of love, the action of love, representing how long it takes to birth a human. 25 was also coming up as significant here, the Knight of Wands, right, who lights the fire under their butt. And 91 came up as significant because each quarter is 91 days, right? So the 13 weeks times 7 is 91. And of course, there's extra hours at the end, depending on whether it's a regular year or leap year. So there's either 12 more hours or 6 more hours for each quarter. So 12/7, 3/15, 6/23, and then 10/26 come up. Not 10/26. The first date that September starts on isn't September. It actually starts on October 1st. So October 1st to the 14th, plus 4 days, and then 7 days, which that cycle is 25 days again, which ends up on 10/26. So there's that energy of destiny of 2026. December is also 12, but also DEC is 10 also of destiny. And then June is 6, of course. So we have the 10 of the end, right? Because 10 is also the end of the 1 to 10 cycle. And 6 means young and new. It's going to June of the young and new, the young and the restless. And the Queen of Cups with the wounded warrior, the Queen of Cups and the wounded warrior between these two ends, right? Like the Page of Cups to the 10 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups and wounded warrior between them. So, and that was at 7:07. So now at 7:08, the underlying energy is the 13 of the renewal of peace, the baby in the nook in transition, and the 47 of laughter and heaven in their eyes, The little boy avatars laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha. The little girl at the root. The little boys in the clouds. And they're up to something as the 35 wounded warrior culminates their vision, and the 14 of the fortnight and temperance and assurance that all seasons will come and go, out with the old, as the, instead of British, it was coming up as the kiddish are coming, the kiddish are coming. Through Saggy, surrender to a higher love as the tree dies off completely, right into its hibernation state. From the boys making fun of her branches or hair, or ready to make some magic. Look, ladies, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's the butterfly's illumination. As the high priestess, higher self, or divine feminine with rainbow hair, and iguana lady, the daughter and the mother. Build it and they will come. So the iguana lady comes up from Oaxaca, Mexico, and the dark side of the
Evelyn. Mexico is a country in North America, south of the United States. It is known for its vibrant culture, delicious food, beautiful beaches, and ancient ruins. Mexico City is the capital and the largest city.
Alexa, off. Sorry about that. I guess Alexa needed to come up. I shouldn't say that word, though. So Mexico's coming up here in the dark side of the moon, and Pink Floyd coming up with that as well, from Pisces to Cancer. And to the moon, Alice. So the honeymooners are coming up. The 37 of the King of Cups and the ideal course of action of unconditional love and the 3 keys of alchemy, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The birds gather to watch the natural woman holding down the fort as baby takes flight to see the reflection of herself. Oaxaca to Florida and the Greek Isles, butterfly kisses and lashes to the flamingo and the cha-cha and Carmen Miranda of Brazil, or the Southern Hemisphere here. As the 32 of the 6 of Wands and the journey to trust your own understanding or filter, leaving the wounded warrior behind for the Fool's Journey with Esther Williams, Sink or Swim, Intuition, the in-twit connection, the twin towers of you and I, with Map of Intent of Atlas, the 36 and 50 of the 10 of Cups, and the potential gateway here on the 31st of the magical tree as the Queen of Cups 38 accepts the love of the tree as she grows on him. The 7 of the little fairy girl chariot amongst the mighty sentinels. Amplify your positive emotions in the ripples you spread. The 8 here is the dance of the breakthrough and jumping right in with heart open wide into rough waters. The quiet and the storm, the 11th hour and the hour. Riders on the storm was coming up. As 2024 is the wood dragon. At 7:58, the Chariot and the 4 of Swords of the 5D connection, taking you to a higher ground. The 20, and that can represent Aquarius as well, rising above the sheep. The little fairy girl left the tree to dive right in on higher ground by spring. Having learned that you have to walk before you run. As Queen of Pentacles, Libra, Pisces, Capricorn, Queen of Cups, Pisces, Capricorn, Sagittarius, or Queen of Cups, Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, all coming up here. As the 34 is the 8 of Wands and the vulnerability of floating downstream. The 45 of empowerment, and sometimes there's some sadness in letting go of your old self of empowerment. After rising in February, and there's your Aquarius, sleeping 3 to 4, or March to April, to get over it by 4 to 5, which is April to May, and ready to get up or grow up by romance in June. As 8-11 comes up here, the dance of the alignment and the underlying energy of the 13 of air to fly free. After the 53 of the Knight of Swords, who's codependent on split tree. And now the 41, Ace of Cups, as above, so below, growing and reflecting in the pink willow. New love, heaven and earth, coming down from the higher land to where the water is. The 8 of leadership dance, answering the call with flame in hand, coming up from the basement to answer the call, out of the cave and down from the tower. The transition through the air, the bird flies free. I was going to say blackbird, but it doesn't say that, but maybe I'm supposed to say that. The bird flies free, and the 18 of Mother Earth and the cubit ice for ground support out in the fields, the iced fields, with diamond light. The transition to romance, preserving the fields to grow each year, as Archangel Sandalphon, or Saint Dolphin as I call him, number 22 is with you now. On the Fool's Journey at the 5D station, Castle on Cloud 9, Purple Moon, the field of dreams of higher realms and magic, transition through the subconscious to take a leap and leaving a message behind, like the rocket's trail for those to follow. The first card here is the 11 of the wake-up call, to listen and take note, with the Page of Swords aligning to make a call. The 31 of transformation, of light and dark, and the chaos of light and unafraid of it now. Being the beacon of light, 44, as Hercules, harvesting wave energy to light up the grid and the mountain. Hercules standing strong. And I'm getting Boston strong here now too. As the 39, Knight of Cups, emerald green, heart healing, which the emerald came up a lot in my Instagram messages today as well. 2, 4, and then 3 of time out, letting go to create, review, release, and then recreate. The divine feminine purple moon, higher self, emperor and empress, release and expand. The 16 of gold and sudden replenishment, love to parents now returned. The 14 and 10 of boundaries and new dawn, picking up the key to a higher love, destined new dawn, going east, as Saggy Libra wounded warrior, and their kundalini rising in their rainbow backpack, as the tail opens up to tell the story, the 29 of blue, the 32 of the tree of life, and Sirius Mother aligned with the journey of ego to God, orange to gold, present on the journey with gifts along the way. With the 19 of fire and the dragon strength at 844, as this year is the Wood Dragon 2024, and the energy of Hercules here, of her harvest, of 44-8. And that's also of grounding, learning how to ground and integrate what you've experienced, take time out to be still, and learning how to love yourself and receive love as well. So at 8:45 is the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups with a message to bring. The Queen of Pentacles and King of Wands coming together to hang out, to grow. The little Chariot in a wake-up call to Syrian Mother and the Sun, aligned with eruption of light, or Hieros Gamos, with the Queen of Cups in a leap into emotions to receive the light fully, to replace the old energies. The self-initiation at the 11th hour to higher ground, to shine your light and receive the waves so that the sun can shine fully. The sword in the stone, the power source of the human path of one. In the enchanted forest to the quasi-moon or the cosmic womb, Excalibur and the lover's womb, both vulnerable and powerful, the Emerald Order and the Holy Grail, 0 point taking in the collective awakening here. Again, I was going back to spiritual acceleration clearings this week as well. And I love them. They always put me right out at night too. So then I was babysitting for 3 little adorable children yesterday. And I wasn't sure how I would do, right? Because it's hard for me to be still with a child and do only what they want to do for hours on end. So that was really tough for me when my children were little, especially my son, because he needed more attention when he was little. He had, he was constipated and, he was crying at 4 o'clock every day. So I wasn't sure how I would do, but it was really good, and they were so good. We really played with them for hours, and then had dinner together, and then we watched one of their cartoons they like to watch, or two of them actually. But I hadn't done that for a long time, so it was interesting to feel the energy of the little ones, and they were so sweet. It's just really a bonding moment too, right? Because when you see them at parties, they don't, sometimes they're shy with you, or they see you every time, but they don't really know you. So the energy of bonding. So I'm getting Riders on the Storm coming up again. Riders on the Storm. And there's the little boys on the clouds on their avatars having fun, creating drama. And that comes up as the thunder and the lightning, right? The thunder rolls of that Metatron energy, or the sound energy, and then the lightning of the electric energy and that Michael energy coming together at the crossroads. And the movie about Leonard Bernstein came up last night too. It was very interesting. Definitely some wounds that'll come up there for you if you watch that movie. So here's my second message of the day, and this one's quicker. It's not that long. And this one's just 3 decks. We have my mythic deck on the tea leaves, and again, 2 halves because it is a very big deck. And then we have down here is the Dreams Tarot, or Tarot of Dreams. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry about the reflection there. And we have that Hercules card too that has the lion's skin on top of his head. So it looks like a lion when his head is down, but it's really a human being. So this one was pulled yesterday at 10:08 to 10:13. And 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 8 is the Strength card, but also it's 10:08, which is that Chi energy, Chai. The Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 13 of the Death card or transition. And the cards at the end piles were coming up as the numbers 2111 and then 5274. But we're also coming up in a different way, 3131 and 3164. So I was writing all of the numbers down. 2111 in Gematria came up as Iesus Christos Theos Soter. So I'm not sure what that means. You can look it up if you want. The second entry was God, JC died for my sins, JM. The third entry was Fake World News. The fourth was March 24th. So that may be significant for someone. And again, there's that energy of the 24, of the Queen of Wands, and the New Year. That's Omega and Enlightenment. 5274 came up as John, War, ESDIR. So some of these are walk. I'm not sure what that is. Some of these aren't going to make sense, so you can look them up if you want to see if they make sense for you. Pinelick, Wen, WENN, ERDAS, and WUSSTE with 2 dots over the U. Clearly see who the false, or excuse me, number 3 entry was what needs to take place for people to clearly see who the false light and spirit of the Antichrist are. The 4th entry was my job, and I was thinking as conductor or creator, is to remind you what it's like to be a light being versus a human being. At 1024, so there's that 24 again of the Queen of Wands, and this next year is the 6th entry that Mark says he was born same day as Trump, and also December 7th, which came up, which started my whole rant today, which it is liar. And of course it doesn't make sense, and whoever Mark is, he may be someone affiliated with Gematria who makes the entries, I don't know. 2 was Peace 2020, and 3 was With or Without You. 4 was the greatest intergalactic love story ever. I love that entry. So at 1031 is the underlying energy of Chronos, which represents cycles here in the number 5. The money path, the key, and the Palace of Cups reversed. So the Hierophant with financial success, but the fall of the Palace of Cups or hearts. As the underlying energy at 1040, which is the Page of Cups, The underlying energy is Eos, 13 of new beginnings, 9 of Atlas and responsibility, 7 of Prometheus and sacrifice, and 43 of Helen of Troy of beauty, and transition in the light to new beginnings with heavy weight and gift of fire to sacrifice for beauty and coming together in the freedom cycle. The one who carries the responsibilities counts on the other one to inspire them, sacrificing their own needs and giving away their fire to come together in beauty. The Trojan horse, a man to inspire him, a woman to be at his side, those willing to pay the price to be next to the talent and beauty. Scorpio, Virgo, Capricorn came together here with Taurus, or committed partnership. As the first entry here at 1053, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Swords, which could be a Libra, Knight of Swords here too. The first entry here is the 33 of Chiron and healing, the 37 of Thanatos and death, the 11 of Selena, and 18 of Poseidon. Selena's the intuition and Poseidon's the earth shaker. 38 is Achilles and the glory. The Christed healing through transcendence of death. Thus the King of Cups, unconditional love, and alignment with romance of Libra and Cancer, King of Cups and Queen of Cups, healing together. The 41 of Hercules, or Heracles here, and strength. The 29 of Persephone and the awakening, and the 40 of Odysseus and the journey. And this was so cool because 2001 Space Odyssey came up. The strength of awakening to the journey. The power, beautiful light, and fortitude. The strength of exuding love and awakening to gifts on the journey of a lifetime. The Page of Cups, 40, Ea, and the vulnerability and innocence of Dear One and the unicorn, which corn is also horn, of time and space, Source Me, Spacey, Hercules' Odyssey of 2001, A Space Odyssey, which also came up here as 110, the 0 behind the alignment here. So I had to look back. I actually was very young when I saw A Space Odyssey, and I didn't get it at all, and I actually left early because I didn't understand it. So at 1117, which is the alignment with the stars, the underlying energy of the horse's short journey to nest with the fair woman who got her claws into him due to the money path. The first entry here is the broom and the new home, the caterpillar changing, the June peacock, because of great pride, and then November, or 9 embers here, from June to November, show of feathers, or showing their true colors as well, problems to be solved or resolved, and the ink pot came up here with the dark woman and the broken wish, the dog close up, and pleasure with a close friend, a carrot opportunity with stubborn aggressive ram, with key to successful outcome to your problems. As the first card out at 1123, or alignment with the King of Wands, or the end of this year, was the pig. So beware of greed, as the apple is a temptation here to test you. And then a fiery marriage could be coming up with passionate love, as the fan, the barrel, and the teapot. Perhaps romance, party, and something lacking, so then having tea with a friend. And then the cup comes up with the younger man, and the arrow, accepting valid criticism at tea with your friend, perhaps a younger man, that you are on the right path and now given help or direction. The 7 of Swords and the 61 of the Empress, number 3, and taking that risk of abundance or to soar horizontally, as the Page of Swords is reversed, 54, and the 10 of Wands reversed, which is that Atlas energy reversed, 36, and the 6 of Swords reversed, 60, and the Palace of Cups reversed, and the escape from the Empress, or this earth. As the Page of Swords reversed drops their burdens or responsibilities, but still without peace, in the downfall of the Palace of Cups, and to catch a thief was coming up. The 7 of Wands taking them on, as the Emperor reversed and Magician reversed, the Empire strikes back, or evil Emperor is overthrown, or abuse their power, and now insecure without tools, without their magic wand. The 6 of Wands upright and the 9 of Wands reversed, 24 and 35, and then the Faith card comes up with the Hierophant here, number 5, and then the 4 of Cups reversed, As the Queen of Wands surrenders in faith to start over, an air sign may be sneaking in or out of the Empress's house or home, with irresponsible fire sign defending the fall of the Palace of Cups or House of the Rising Sun. So let's pull a card. Where is my... the heck I'm looking for? I don't see it. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's pull a card from Messages of Love Oracle cards as a takeaway here. '24, '25, '26. I'd also gotten in a recent read the periods 22 to 26 and then 26 to 30, very significant. And I think Sam the Illusionist brought up 2030 as a graduation of the collective. So like the other starseeds awakening prior to that, of course, but that there's graduation of the collective by 2030. That was interesting. Okay, here we go. That came right out. You are safe and divinely guided. You are protected. You and this person don't share the same vision. And so this could be anyone, right? Whoever you're dealing with here. Healing old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting here. And interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. All right, so whether this is your twin flame relationship or you're dealing with somebody else right now, the bottom of the deck is denial. So detach with love to clearly see the truth. And this is a destined partnership here, okay? But this obviously isn't the right timing today. So that's what I have for you today. It's the 21st. So if I should see you again, but if I don't see you, have an amazing holiday if you celebrate Christmas. And I'll definitely see you before New Year's. So until next time, you guys, Twin Flames, rise and be love. I'll see you next time.